if you want to drop 15 whole dollars on them, especially if you're a student or something. Just get there. That's at Club 54, which is located at 3345 Harvester Road, Burlington. We'll be there, as will Ben Guyett, the infamous host of Club 54 himself. So, got the details. Make sure you're there. Also, I like to give you comedy nerds out there some insight into what's awesome in the comedy world these days. Right now, a notable one is We Should Break Up with Joe DeRosa, and that's on the official comedy brand. I'm a big Joe DeRosa fan, and these are probably the best thing he's put out yet. What Are We Waiting For is amazing, especially the Phil Collins one, but this one's hilarious. It's funny because it's true. You can watch it for free. Go to officialcomedy.com. Or just type in We Should Break Up in YouTube. That works too. It's hilarious. I posted the 3rd episode of it on my Facebook and Twitter, so you can get that. Just hit me up on Facebook. On the Facebook. Today, I am live in studio with 2 comedy geniuses. 2 good friends of mine as well. J.O. and Brandon Sobel. How are you guys?
Good. How you doing?
Yo, what's up, buddy?
Fantastic. You guys are filming this show. This is awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna film the entire thing.
I'm excited for this.
When you were doing the intro,
let me get in there.
J.O. was air jerking the mics.
The camera shot. Oh, of course he was.
You'll see it on
I don't know what you're
tape,
talking about,
it's
Brandon.
hilarious.
I don't know what you're talking about. We did the Corktown last night. That was a fun show. Did you guys enjoy yourself last night?
Yeah, man, the Corktown was great. It's great, just like it always is.
Let's be honest here. I mean, we got to give props to Corktown. Patrick Capolino hosts, he puts it together. But it wasn't great. It's not the greatest.
It was interesting.
There was 5 people in the audience.
We have a lot of talented comedians. However, they're just not getting the exposure that they need.
Oh, yeah, comedy-wise and venue-wise, it's great. But audience-wise, dead on.
Corktown is a great party every Wednesday.
Every stinking Wednesday. It's 175 Yonge Street South. I'm just going to go with South.
Cheap drinks.
Doesn't even have it.
Mixed drinks, $4.50. Bar rail. Wait, domestics.
Not to mention it's an open mic, so if you want to do comedy, you can drink 1 beer for free.
If you want to try it.
It's an amazing place to get your dreams
crushed. Yeah. They do, they give us 1 free drink ticket. That's about what we're worth.
I wait all week for that.
You know, I've never felt, up until recently that my comedy's been worth paying for, but now I'm like, you give me a free beer for doing your open mic.
Yeah, but the beer doesn't buy me my hemorrhoid cream.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I just did, yeah. I've got nothing on that. Did you guys have good sets last night?
I did terrible.
You did terrible?
It felt terrible.
I went up there and I used it as a venue to tell a 13-year-old kid to get off stage.
yeah, that was good though. I agreed with you.
So we've talked about this 13-year-old kid on the show before.
Oh, okay. So he's gotten some coverage already.
Yeah, he's gotten some coverage. Any press is good press, right? Yeah. He's gotten some, I don't even know his name.
Well, maybe his dad will write his press for him too. Oh my gosh.
Considering he's already filmed 3 or 4 HBO specials at the Corktown in length, I think the kid is I think his normal sets average at about 3 hours per set. He's a phoenix of comedy. He's breaking new ground. The kid does 25 minutes every show.
Well, he's young. He still doesn't get like the, whole manners thing.
No. I mean, I did when I was 13, but we'll say I understood manners. I said please.
I definitely wouldn't have had half the stones that this kid has.
That's true.
I'm 20. I don't have half the stones this kid has. But the thing about this kid is, well, I told him last night too. He has no excuse now. I told him on stage. I was like, "Hey man, the light means get off the stage."
Well, that's good.
I also
I
also broke the bad news to him that the tooth fairy wasn't real. Unfortunately,
well, he got
a little heated.
Like, we tried to interrupt him, and we're like, yo, kid, like, your time's up. And he's like, but I wrote 20 minutes of material. And it's like, yeah, I wrote sorry. If I get angry, I apologize. But you know what I'm saying? Like, we all write 6 minutes of material. We all stick to our guidelines. Pat's very gracious if we want to hit 8 minutes, 10 minutes sometimes. But come on, if there's 16 comics all nights.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. You see, Pat's like a laid-back host. I've been to other shows where they're a lot more strict with your time. And you see, for him to start off at a show like that, he's got to learn. And I'm glad that you actually told him. You filled him in that the light means get off the stage. It's our job to tell him that stuff.
I used my I used my stage time to address a problem.
Yeah,
I was just like, listen, kid, It's got to stop. No, I don't mind the kid. The dad's intimidating, though. I thought I was going to get beat up
Yeah, I
after.
thought he worked at the bar or something, so I didn't want to say anything.
I
think he works at the bar in sort of roadhouse capacity. You know?
Warriors.
So, so I had a little interaction with the kid last night. The hecklers weren't bad last night. Like a week ago, there was this Métis heckler.
Sorry about that.
There is.
I invited him to come watch the show.
You invited that guy?
Well, he wanted to see comedy. I'm not going to be like, oh, no comedy show tonight.
Yeah, no. I just didn't even know you knew the guy.
No, I do apologize for everyone who is involved, all
who
the
cares?
audience members, all the comedians.
Who cares?
You're lying.
Yeah, nobody
I don't
cares.
care that much. I'm trying to be nice.
It happens, man. I did read an interesting article in the Chicago Tribune recently, though, that said heckling was actually a good thing.
You're kidding.
No, I'm dead serious. She said she wrote an article. She was talking about the groundlings. Actually, Gavin Stevens took me up to this article. There's been I think Patton Oswalt read it, and he was super mad, and he's sparking a war against this girl. And the AV Club wrote a retort against it. But she says in the article that heckling actually started in Shakespearean times, where they would even throw that's when they started throwing food at the audience. And but now social regulation has made heckling bad, apparently. So the reporter in the article is she's pro heckling. And her first argument's that heckling will make the night more memorable for everyone. What do you guys think about that? Does heckling make the night more memorable?
Well, it's great when you're pouring your soul out to an audience and trying to get over something overwhelming in your life, and someone who doesn't have the balls or the stones, as you're saying it, has, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it makes them more memorable. So when you don't see me the next morning, it's like, oh, Brandon killed himself. Memorable night, you know?
Well, it does. It's definitely going to make the show memorable in one way or another. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be a positive thing.
Yeah. Well, it depends. It depends the capacity of the comedian to be able to deal with the heckler or not.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. It's how the comedian is going to engage the heckler.
Which brings us into her second point. She says that heckling can show you if a comic is truly funny or not.
See, I don't know if I agree on that.
I violently oppose that one. I disagree completely because I think, I'm going to use a really funny comic that I know, a good friend of mine, Mace Galone is an example of that. Mace, if you're out there listening, which you probably are because you have nothing else going on in your life, you pathetic loser.
Poor Mace.
Screw him.
I hate that guy.
No, he is one of the best writers I've ever met in my entire life.
Yeah,
writing out a stand-up comedy act is Mace's every time I have a new joke, I go to Mace to help me structure it actually. And he kind of puts it together for me. And,
I would trust
King
Mace.
of monologue.
Yeah. He's a great writer, and he's one of the best writers I know, and the worst riffer that I know at the same time.
I see exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, no, he's he can perform his structured act amazingly and get a ton of laughs, but as soon as he tries to break script, awful times happen.
You see, I don't think it comes naturally for him to confront somebody, and that's something.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of people have to work around.
Yeah, and I think that can't be a judge of whether a comedian's considered funny or not.
Well, you know when you go to the strip club, right, and the girls are dancing and you start heckling, you can tell she's a real dancer when you start heckling her and throwing things at her. That's when
she
you
starts crying.
When you can step away. If she cannot cry and she's got dignity still, she must be a professional dancer at this point.
That's actually kind of an interesting point. Why are you throwing stuff at strippers, though, is another point that I'd like to bring up.
I'm just showing, again, terrible comparison.
But when you heckle a comedian, you come to a comedy show and you heckle a comedian, you are trying to disrupt the show, right? I mean, isn't that what you're trying to do? You're trying to throw
I think it's more of a
comedian
center
off
of
his
attention
game.
thing.
Maybe you're trying to hog some of the spotlight.
Yeah.
But either way, it's you're disrupting the show for the other people that are there. So why would you want to do that?
I think you're definitely right in the aspect of they want some of the spotlight. I think that's definitely a big part of it. But another thing is comedy's sort of a lowbrow art form. Stand-up comedy is a very lowbrow art form. Well, I would still call it an art form, and I'd say what we're doing is art because art is evoking an emotion in somebody, and we're evoking laughter. But just through words, it's weird, but it's almost looked at it like it's easy. It's nothing to get up there and do it. Everybody thinks that they can do it. You hear that everybody say, you should be a comedian.
Yeah. And usually your first time is during someone else's set. when you're heckling them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And, the funniest part about it is when you hang out with a lot of comedians, you start to realize that, like, when you're in a big group of people, half comics, half not, and somebody goes, this guy should be a comedian. And then you're like, he's nothing like any comic I've ever met. Because we're not like those, like, there's obviously exceptions to every rule, but for the majority of the comics that I know and hang out with, not that funny off stage.
Really dark.
Dark.
Quiet, introverted.
Not the best people to be around all the time.
Very depressing.
You never know what you're going to get, you know? It might be a good day, it could be a bad day.
And you never know if you're going to get the funny guy or
That's gotta be the biggest misconception about comedians. Oh, you have comedians as friends? They must be the funniest group of people to hang out with and stuff.
Yeah, you guys must be going out having a good time at, like, crazy places.
The most volatile people you can
they come to my apartment, it's just people chain smoking. Like, lights are off, sitting on the floor,
crying.
Candles.
There's tears. There might be sobbing.
But I don't know. Generally, I would say I'm a nice guy and I'm genuine, but I have a little thing where, like, you mess with me, I'm going to fight back. And I've noticed with the other comedians, we're not like these kind-spirited people where it's like, hey, we're gonna do this for you. Please call us out on it and make us feel terrible. We're the kind of people where, like, you call us out, we're going to fight back with words. It's going to turn into, like, someone's going to want to fight someone when we're done with a heckler.
Everybody just has a flashback to when they got made fun of in high school when they're on stage. What'd you say?
Getting pants.
Yeah, trying to do comedy at a high school Christmas pageant. Nobody laughing. The teacher's going.
Except for your parents who are actually pointing and laughing.
Yeah, laughing. Yeah,
but you know, like when a comedian engages a heckler and starts going back and forth, we all know, we've all witnessed it before. It's like the equivalent of the kids at the dinner table when the mom and dad are fighting, and the kids are just sitting there speechless. Like, what should we do? Is this funny?
I'm living with mom.
Serious?
And then you have awkward because there's some days like I'll either do really well with a heckler or just like it'll bring this show to a screeching halt where I'm not getting any laughs and I'm awkwardly, my face is going red on stage and I'm just standing there like my glasses are fogging up. The hecklers beat me.
Fog is the worst.
Have you guys ever had problems like that? Ever gotten destroyed by a heckler?
I've only been heckled twice. Once in Brantford and then once at Lazy Flamingo a couple weeks ago.
Whoa, so when you got heckled in Brantford, I remember that show. That was the first time you had ever been heckled?
That was the first time I've been heckled by my friends and family my whole life, but that was the first time. You were there. You opened. The guy kept interrupting you about how everyone catches him masturbating. I can say masturbating. Everyone catches him playing with himself.
I love how he says it and then looks at me with his... wow, that was almost a bad slip up.
Anyway, so the guy, he gives me, J.O., he interrupted J.O. for like 6 minutes. And J.O. has a story where his girlfriend caught him watching YouTube videos. And the guy's like, everyone catches me. And next thing you know, he tried to interrupt me and he's like, I should be on stage and not you. And all I said was, A, all you would talk about is how everyone catches you masturbating. Yeah. 2, your girlfriend's right there. Wouldn't if she caught you, she would have dealt with the situation? And the guy had a ponytail, and the last thing I said was, so what, when you're done masturbating, do you wipe it up with your ponytail?
No, you said, did you do it in her ponytail or yours?
Yeah, I said something inappropriate, but all I know is the guy went to the bathroom and never came back.
See, like, I'm not...
Ever?
I didn't see him for the rest of the night. Maybe he cut his hair.
It's true, though. He actually disappeared after that.
Wouldn't you, though?
Yeah, probably.
He called me. I told you, I'm not a nice person.
He's either going to come out with a knife or he's not going to come out at all.
Oh, by the way, about a minute ago when I said, oh, wow, I almost had a big slip up. If you want to know what that slip up was, we'll be posting YouTube videos of before the mic's turned on, and you'll see the real.
A new segment of Jordon Scherer Dec's finest before the microphone is turned on.
You'll see, everything I've said to Brandon the last 2 weeks. I've seen it. I've been poking fun at you for that. It's
sort of like a mixture of the Chappelle Show and American History X.
Yeah,
more racist.
Whoops! No, it just got weird.
Well, we're friends, and my whole life, again, being a Jew in these parts, I've gotten this my whole life. At least
you are in Hamilton.
Can you say Jew on the radio? Is that okay?
Well, Jew's actually not a bad word. Like, nobody hates Jews in the room. If you're not slandering them,
I just wanted to make sure.
No, growing up, I learned it's the people that don't bash Jews are the ones you got to worry about. The ones that are like, hey, Shylock, you can laugh at, but the ones that are like, you guys can't see me weirdly staring off into space, but those are the ones you got to worry about.
The guys with the shaved head just there. Let's get off this topic.
I can honestly say I've never really engaged a heckler. I don't feel like I'm honestly afraid that they're going to throw me so far off my act that they're going to win. So I try and just.
So I don't think it's a win or lose.
It can be rough. Yeah.
Honestly, I just try and talk.
It's a win. It's a win or lose. Oh yeah. I'm talking with my microphone. I would say it's a win or lose.
But do you see when you gauge a heckler, that's when chaos goes loose? Like, there's certain points where the one rule, you never give someone a microphone. So, like, someone comes on stage and heckles you give them that mic, you've lost control. It's all about control. I see what you're saying, win or lose, but to me it's more control.
Yeah, no, you got to control, but by losing control, you lose the game. And to be funny with a heckler is, the thing that's going to kill you with hecklers is if you try to be, like, maybe you think of some go-to lines before, or if you're overthinking it, or if cause it's easy with a heckler to, for the audience to take the heckler's side. Cause, like, naturally they're with the guy. So if he yells something out that they all feel, like, next joke, that's not funny, or something like that, everybody in the room that wasn't laughing is like, you should probably move on to the next joke that wasn't funny.
Voice of the people.
Hey, I was thinking that too.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, it's trying to get the audience back on your side while sort of alienating this guy at the same time who was speaking for them.
You gotta alienate.
You gotta alienate.
Yeah. It's like when we were kids and we were all being like in school, the teachers would alienate us. Now it's our turn to alienate.
I admire the masters who can handle like hecklers really well, like Gavin Stevens.
Gavin Stevens.
But when Gavin does it, it's just like he alienates them, but they're even laughing. You know what I'm saying? It's like he doesn't.
It's hard to be mad at him when he's doing it.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's almost like he's playful. Come on, it's funny.
Well, we did a show on Tuesday at the Lazy Flamingo in Hess, and Brandon decided to skip out on that one. I'm still giving him crap for that. I told him he should force himself to do a set. He didn't do it. But it probably wasn't even worth coming down for. It was actually awful. I got heckled by people who were just like fresh out of prison.
That's always the scene in Hamilton.
No, dude, they were literally telling me, like, I was outside and like I ended my set very self-deprecating that day. So I was like, oh, this is awkward, guys. I'm going to bring up Gavin Stevens. He's actually funny. You guys will actually laugh. I don't know. I'm not funny at all. I don't even know why I'm doing this. This is awkward. I'm sorry. This is weird. It got weird in here.
I'm just going to go get a job.
It sounds like how I lost my virginity that story.
I'm going to go be an accountant. No, this sucks. And so I got off stage, brought Gavin up, and then I was outside, and the prison gang, they still had the chains on and stuff. The chain gang.
Yeah, I think I saw those guys.
Yeah, it's weird. They're just in Hess all the time.
Every Friday.
Yeah. Just breaking beer bottles over people's heads. They came outside and they were all like, just talking to me, and I felt super awkward, but they were like, the one guy had like meth mouth.
Oh, that's terrible.
It was bad. And, the one guy's like, yeah, man, if you ever go to prison, just, what you gotta do is you gotta order 9 sandwiches. And I was like, order 9. Okay, for one, I don't think I'm going to prison ever. For 2, just amuse me. Why do I have to order 9 sandwiches? He goes, you need to order 9 sandwiches because they don't give you pillows in prison. And I was like, whoa, what prison were you in? Because I'm pretty sure Canadian prison, they give you pillows. Like, they have to. That's against, like, human rights.
Sandwich for pillows.
Yeah. Sandwiches. And he's like, you just take the wrapper off the sandwiches and use the bread as a pillow.
Pretty resourceful, you gotta admit, though. I don't know.
Then within the same, yeah, it is.
I drool, though. My bread would get soggy.
But within the same sentence, he literally said, yeah, man, I hate cops. They locked me up for nothing. And then I was like, so what'd you get locked up for? I was cutting crack. I was like, this conversation's over now, sir.
Friggin' cops always.
You weird.
Always trying to plant stuff on
you. weird peasant. This conversation.
You know when someone says, oh, you need a pillow? Use sandwich meat and bread.
Yeah.
Not really your most reliable source.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it was weird. I was uncomfortable. But you don't want to walk away because...
You don't want to walk away, but you don't want to stay there. It's like a lose. It's catch 32, catch 23,
catch 22,
catch 22.
But you don't end up
catch 32.
Whatever.
You know what I'm saying? Though, like with a heckler, it's a lose-lose situation. Like it's not. Again, when I dealt with the heckler, both times I felt on top, but it's not like I'm telling jokes about my grandma and like muffin puns, and then someone calls me off my game, and I have to go rated R on them. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to have a wholesome set. Next thing you know,
this pulls a Michael Richards.
Michael Richards.
He said, I said I wasn't going to do this tonight. Don't you cry. Don't you cry.
I promised I'd be good.
I promised I wouldn't cry. I wasn't going to do this tonight. Not tonight.
Tonight's my big moment.
Oh, we do have a revealing, we do have a very revealing situation here today. I did find out something extremely interesting about J.O. before the show.
Apparently, his parents are minor Canadian celebrities.
Yes, they are. They kept me fit and healthy. They didn't do a good job, but they tried to keep me fit and healthy in my childhood. J.O. is the parents to, the son to. You're not the parents.
The heir to the throne.
The heir to the body break throne. J.O. himself.
Yeah, it's true.
Joanne McLeod.
I am
Hal
the heir to
Johnson.
the body break throne.
Was it weird?
Hal Johnson and Joanne McLeod are my parents.
Was it weird
That's
when you
so
were
crazy.
a kid? And everyone would be like, keep fit and have fun. Did you just put your head down and like eat a bag of chips? And
Yeah,
just,
you know,
like,
the first couple of years it was okay, you know, and then after a while it's just you just get tired of hearing the same old damn things all the time.
Most
Keep
kids-
fit and have fun.
Most kids in high school rebelled by drinking. J.O. rebelled by eating Lay's potato chips.
in Syracuse.
Yeah.
As you can see.
And it's
And,
crazy that those two people had a kid that looks like Elvis Costello.
Yeah,
That's the
it's weird.
craziest part.
And you'll see him. Another thing is, there was a big in the 90s. There was a big war between Tupac and Biggie, East Side, West Side, and in the 90s there was also an equally large war between Body Break and Art Attack, East Side, South Side.
Oh, that was devastating.
You really brought up Art
I
Attack?
brought up the Art Attack. When they stole your parents' spot, because I remember Body Break commercials used to be 30 to 45 seconds.
They were way too
When
long.
Art Attack stole our time slot, you know,
Did you talk about
Mom
this?
really started hitting the crack, Dad started hitting the whiskey, and you know, Hal Johnson was just never the same.
I think he owns a hardware store now in some small town, like a sports store.
He's homeless. The last time I heard of him.
Okay.
what was it like when your parents were at the gym and you're like, I think I want to be a comedian? They're like,
They were probably a bit supportive though, because they were in show business themselves and thought that they could reboot.
I think it's great that you just refer to
Gotta
Body Break
reboot.
as show business.
I try to combine nutrition and comedy whenever I can.
Yeah.
That's kind of like my shtick now.
That's why you bring up the Canadian
ride the
food guide up on stage.
That's
with you.
it.
Yeah, that
ride
makes
the
sense.
coattails.
Yeah.
If you ever come to one of our
Body
shows
Break.
and you don't get a chance to eat, you're a little parched, J.O. brings some sliced apples to
Yeah.
the show,
Sliced
some
apples,
celery,
I
some
have a
peanut
nice
butter.
peanut butter and a hummus dip. It's beautiful.
It's healthy and delicious.
Sometimes he
Guys,
brings unseasoned chicken breasts on just a little grain of brown rice.
I care, guys. That's the
It's-
important
He
thing.
does.
Th-
Yeah.
Nothing costs as consideration like 1 grain of brown rice.
No, but seriously, I don't think that I could ever be I don't think I could be the kid of Hal Johnson. Look at me. It's like the kid that went to shit.
Basically, J.O. sort of looks mulatto, and that was my way of being like, hey, J.O., you sort of look mulatto.
I don't think Hal Johnson and Joanne McLeod were even married.
No,
Really?
definitely.
You
They have
think they
different-
were doing stuff?
I don't know where I don't know if that's where I was going with it, but probably, maybe.
They would look in each other's eyes. They'd be like, keep fit, and then there'd be that awkward pause.
And
of them
have
being
fun.
Like, hey, I'll see you and have fun. You know?
Those were an epitome of my childhood. I never listened to them. I'm on the
Can
fast
never
track to
forget that
diabetes,
stuff.
man.
It never worked, obviously, but
Yeah, I know.
I'll never forget them. That's for sure.
But
Why is it
they're your
the-
parents? I would hope you didn't forget them.
Yeah, no, they're J.O.'s parents.
Yeah,
And,
it's not easy.
Are they coming to Club 54 tomorrow with us?
yeah, actually, I think they're doing guest spots at
Yeah,
Club
actually
54.
they are. They're going to be handing out pamphlets in the parking lot. They just want everybody to, you know, to just stay in shape this year and make sure you eat lots of, you know, good stuff.
Would you say Ben Guy is on the same level?
I'd say Ben Guide's better.
Well, he's obviously better, but
Yeah, no, he's way better.
Oh, he's the man.
Yeah, he's a man, for sure.
last week someone was just like, yeah, it was a pleasure to finally do this show. Ben Guide's a really great guy, and then behind the stage, Ben Guide's like, he's a real, like he was making fun of himself, and it's just funny to see like someone who you would assume would just be so arrogant, really not that arrogant.
Yeah, I know.
No,
Yeah.
but in all honesty, though, like I've seen that guy on TV since I was like 13.
But look at the
Yeah, I
caliber
feel the
he
same
had.
way about Hal.
True.
My childhood idol.
Oh man, I have boxes of posters in my garage. If you guys need, like,
Are they signed?
No, I'm
pick
good.
them up, signed posters.
No, I'm good, man. I'm good.
In K-Way suits. I have boxes of K-Way suits. I'm going to open
For
a
some
store on
reason,
eBay.
VHS tapes of Popular Mechanics for Kids, and most of the Body Break aired in between.
Hey, those two blew up.
They did. What happened to your parents, man? They're still.
Every Canadian's just, like you're saying, Popular Mechanics, Ben Guyatt, all grade A celebrities in Hamilton or Canada. But what
Yeah.
happened to your parents, dude?
Man, I don't know. I guess the fame got to them now, you know. That's 400 pounds. He's obese.
Bought a Cadillac with that money, eh?
The unfortunate thing is that Body Break never got like a full show. That was what...
That is what we were building towards, man, but it never kicked off, you know.
I know.
Ever since the internet, health just went downhill.
I know, it's crazy. Joanne McLeod.
You're right. That was an integral part of child. Like, I'm closing my eyes and picturing, like, you want to eat some apple slices and skip?
K-Way 6 are going to make a comeback, though. I feel that coming.
Yeah, I could see that.
You know?
Yeah.
Will they sponsor your comedy now, J.O.?
It's a nice Body Break comedy with J.O. Do you guys have anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
I made those T-shirts. They're going to be ready today.
Okay, so... Well, we should probably describe the T-shirts and tell the people what
Sons of Comedy, Steel City.
Sons of Comedy. We're a biker gang now.
For sale.
Yeah, it makes them
They're
look
sweet. They're sweet. They're awesome,
Looks cool
actually.
so far.
Yeah, they look amazing. I want to get one. How much are they?
Yeah,
well, for comedians, I have to go to get the price today. I'm hoping, like at Crazy Bill's, their novelty shirts are $24.99. So the most expensive I can do is $30.
Hoping for at least $45.99 for each shirt.
Yeah, each T-shirt is $109.80.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Sobel's going to be autographing special ones that are going to be auctioned starting off at $109.
Perfect.
Go up from there.
Well, I got to pay for the sponsorship that Joanne McLeod and Hal Johnson came. They're going to be there. Actually, J.O.'s arranged it.
They should host the variety show. You can have a little stand up from a couple comics in Hamilton, then
some push-ups,
a break with a little some milk and some carrots sticks, and then J.O. can bring the show home.
A huge veggie platter, actually.
We want to ask you too. We're doing me and J.O. We're doing a show with the whole Sons of Comedy thing. We're going to do our Sons of Comedy Steel City. We're going to do a Valentine's Day show.
Oh yeah.
We're in the process right now. He's just waiting for the confirmation.
Like on Valentine's Day?
The Saturday.
No, it's going to be. It's probably going to be the Friday after Valentine's Day. Ryan Long's going to host.
Okay.
And Ashley
you're familiar with Ryan Long
as well.
No.
John Stones.
Nope.
Crown the Town.
Just keep asking me stuff, and I'm going to keep saying no.
If you saw him, you'd know him, man. He's a Toronto comic. He was in a band that basically toured all around Canada. What's really cool about them is they have a sound that record labels have wanted them to sign, but they refuse to be radio friendly, and they're just vulgar and disgusting. And it's ska, but it's old school ska that's like punk feel. And then Ryan and his buddy Jarrett, who is the lead singer, they have a rap duo. And then also Ryan has a new show on Rogers called Crown the Town.
Yeah, so he's going to be headlining the show.
Cool.
Ashley Moffat's on the show. And myself, and then a few other very talented comedians from around here.
Not me.
Not me either. That was nice.
Talent, apparently. I just produce shows for people.
Brandon's not going to be allowed anywhere near the venue.
I actually have a restraining order against the Staircase Theater.
That's good, actually.
But yeah, we're going to post more details soon. You can like my page on Facebook. It's J.O. Steeltown Stand Up.
Or you can also like Sons of Comedy Steel City, also a J.O. page.
Facebook.
You can do that. And don't forget to listen to Girls Night Out on iTunes. It gets posted every Sunday.
Man, the ones I've heard are great.
Thank you, sir.
So what, is this the end of the show?
They just get better and better. Yes, this is the end of the show.
We're wrapping it up?
Yep. So remember, folks, stay fit and have fun.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent, and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world, millions of despairing men, women, and little children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, And the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines. You are not cattle. You are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts.